All right, it says I'm live. Last time I had some issues with the quality of the resolution right off the bat, so let me know if that's good to go, guys. Hopefully good right off the bat, and YouTube's not messing with my stream bitrate, because under protest, I completely complied with their new rules, and we're going to have yet another completely kick butt and awesome firearm stream without me touching a firearm. Nowhere else in the YouTube community do people have fun streams where they can't show their craft. I mean, you don't see the dog and cat videos where there's no cat or dog, right? Like, that channel would be gone instantly. You know what I mean? You don't see the soap making videos where they don't show any soap, because how could you do that? You don't see the vloggers without some ditzy person that has no purpose in life, and therefore they have 2 million subscribers. If you take that idiot from behind the selfie stick, they couldn't do their vlog, right? But we're still able to have an awesome stream without showing firearms, and that's because you guys are awesome and you guys are still here hanging out. So I appreciate you guys being here. You know, there's lots of gun videos. I'm going to do tons of gun videos. You'll still see guns, and yeah, it sucks that I can't show firearms in my stream. So if anyone's wondering why I'm not touching guns, or like in the good old days, like as in like 2 weeks ago, I mean, look how quick they're trying to take our rights, the government, and then YouTube, which, when I say the government and then I say YouTube, I kind of repeat myself, because yeah, YouTube is a private business and they can kind of sort of do whatever they want, except for kind of not, because they have federal protections since they claim they're just an open platform. Can't sue us for libel. We can't be held responsible for anything anyone does on here, because we're just letting everything flow through. But they're claiming that, and they're claiming these privileges and immunities under congressional protection, but yet curating the crap out of content, using their algorithm to hide certain things, certain topics. And now they're making rules prohibiting me from exercising my First Amendment right with my Second Amendment right. So I don't know, guys. What do you think? Is YouTube just a regular old company that's like, you're not wanted here, we can pick and choose who our customers are? Okay, if that's what they are, then why do they have immunities under federal legislation and protection, and they can't be held for libel? They can't be held for acts that people do. I mean, someone can do something completely illegal and nobody can sue YouTube for it. Somebody can get on here and say the most slanderous things, type the most libelous things. YouTube can't be sued because they're just an open conduit. That's all they are. That curates the crap out of things and sets rules and prohibits people from doing things that are certainly law-abiding. But, with all of that said, we can still have fun regardless of them, because really, how important are they really? You guys know what I'm saying, right? So it says my stream's live. Is my resolution looking good, guys? Let me check my temperature. Make sure we're good to go here. Make sure I'm alive. I think I'm looking pretty good. What do you guys think? I saw the poor conservatives in here. He knows. He's basically a medical expert. 89.4. So I think we're good to go. I mean, I'm above room temperature, so yeah. Cool. Good deal. Do you guys like these, by the way? These are good for so many things. Like, I bought it for making my soap, but I was just checking like the manifold temperature on my diesel truck the other day, making sure I'm still alive and they haven't killed the stream yet. And I am. So yeah, these are pretty cool, aren't they? All right, let's see who's in here, guys. Let me know if we're having resolution problems. I really, really hope we're not. It looks good on my end, but then again, it did last time too. So, all right, let me go back to the beginning. I want to say hi to all you guys, even the ones I don't like. Well, that's not true. I don't think there's anyone I don't like in here, except for poor conservative. Besides him, I like all you guys. Trust me. Tactical reviews here. Made it early to make up for being late last week. Well, here's the deal, guys. No, I appreciate you being early, man, but I was late to his stream by like 30 minutes, so you could have been late, man, and I would have gave you a pass. By the way, shout out to Tactical Review and his streams. It was a good time in there, wasn't it? It was me in there. Poor Conservative was in there. The Liberty Review podcast, he was in there. Beretta Man was in there. M4 Johnny. Yeah, good people in his stream. You know, he's doing a good job. He's doing a good job. So I'd like to see more of you guys in his stream next time I'm there, because I've become a regular viewer, and I do appreciate what you're doing, Tactical Review. You've got a lot more balls than a lot of these gun channels, you know. Up until yesterday, I'm glad Mac put the video out because he has a huge reach. But up until then, I was like the only one on all of YouTube that talked about the Reformation. Tactical Review, you came in. Look, guys, I'm not worried about them shooting my dog, okay? I'll call the ATF out all day long on their BS because they're not going to shoot my dog. Like, it's not even possible. So don't worry about it. I don't have a dog. Now, I've got 2 pygmy goats, and if they come in and shoot my goats, we're going to have a problem. So, all right. 2-8 till death. What's happening, man? How you doing? Mateo, how you doing, buddy? Mateo and his brother are both in here. So shout out to Mateo 1371 and Mateo. Trying to figure out which one I like more. I'll get back to you, Mateo's, later on that one. 2-8 till death. Oh, man. Oh, man. I'm warning you, dude. It's a sickness. Once you get in, you can't get out. Here's what he says, guys. Ordered my first Model 63 Romanian parts kit. Now, he didn't say I ordered a parts kit or my only one. He said he ordered his first. Now, as an AK-aholic and AK parts kit addict, I won't say recovered because I just bought a Galil kit like a couple weeks ago, right? You can't just buy one kit and you can't just buy 2. And like I'm telling you, 2-8 till death, it's a sickness. Get into them parts kits and see what happens to you. But it's totally awesome, okay? I wouldn't have it any other way. Love AK parts kits. Totally love them. I can show you guys parts kits, actually. Yeah, after I get done saying hi to everyone and talking about this ATF BS with the Reformation, if someone wants to see a parts kit, I've got several parts kits right in the other room, and I'm 100% positive that I'm perfectly in compliance with these new jackboot draconian rules YouTube has to show parts kits. So, yeah. Tactical Review, don't shoot your chronograph anymore. Come on. What did it do wrong to you? Did it really disrespect you that bad? Come on, man. What the heck? Give him some crap, guys. He shot an innocent, inanimate object, his chronograph, so give him some heck. John Williams, how you doing, buddy? How you doing, man? Always good to see you. Seth, how's it going, Seth? Seth's early. Wow. You're 3 minutes late, which for you is early, so you're good, Seth. Brastard762, how you doing, man? Can they show live running tanks on live streams? I think so. Here's a problem, though. I don't have one. So, Brastard, okay, next show is going to be sponsored by Brastard. He's going to drive his tank here. We're going to park it right over there. And, yeah, just make it happen, Brastard. I'll bring a tank in here. Earth, how's it going, man? It's Desert Loner. Your channel's been terminated. Well, that sucks, man. Man, that sucks. I don't know the details, but let us know. That really sucks. Desert Loner, you guys know him. Longtime viewer of the channel, longtime buddy of ours in here. His channel's been terminated. I'm not surprised, but it sucks, though, man. What the heck? Jeremy Wilson, how you doing, Jeremy? What's happening, man? Hold on, guys. I got to show... I got Jeremy Wilson's Christmas present right here. Now, it's after Christmas, but he doesn't care. Here you go, Jeremy. These are going to be heading your way early next week. Well, there's 10 in here, so hold on. 10. I got to get you... I'm going to bag up 13 right now. So these are your Christmas present, Jeremy. Sorry, guys. I'd love to send presents to everybody, but you know what? There's only one Jeremy Wilson, and unless you're the Jeremy Wilson... You're not him, so you guys understand. Jeremy Wilson's just cooler than the rest of you. But there you go. 13 in here for you. Your G2C, 12 plus 1, right? These are nice snap caps. Completely realistic. They're not the plastic ones, so Merry late Christmas, Jeremy. I'm sure you'll get it by New Year's or a couple days after, so. All right. Get on with saying hi to everybody, dude, right? Well, that's the main reason I'm in here, really, is just to say hi to you guys and hang out, you know. Poor conservative. I'm late. I'm late. Give me a break. Tactical Review's the one that's always late. All right, let's see who else popped in here. Wordhog71. How you doing, man? And yes, I agree. They should lose their immunity. Good to see you here, Warthog. He's another guy that has a heck of a stream. You guys probably know him, and if you don't, hey, you can click on the little 3 dots, open it in a new tab, and or if you just want to leave here and go to his channel and stay there, that's cool too. But if you want to stay here, you guys can open anybody's channel, you know, in a new tab there with the go to channel. Unless you're on your phone, then I don't know how to do that. But yeah, how's it going, man? Matt Morrison, what's happening, Matt? What's good? Well, it's good that we're still hanging out in the no gun firearm stream. Infrared laser thermometer gun? Eh? What if YouTube thinks this is real? I mean, they're kind of stupid, but are they that stupid? I mean, I know there's YouTube employees in the stream. They've made that known now that they watch the gun stream. So there you guys go. Just for the YouTube folks. I know you guys are into these. All right. Garage Guy 879. What's happening, dude? How's it going? Nice Tauruses in your last video. 7-shot revolver. Is that called the 607? Did I remember? I think I remembered. But yeah, Garage Guy's got some nice revolvers for sure. Raphael Davis. What's happening, man? Nice to see you. Oh, it just skipped on me. Let me go back. Let me go back. I want to say hi to everybody. Casey Smith. How you doing, man? Nice to see you. Limbert Johnson. What's happening, dude? Limbert's an oldie but goodie, isn't he, guys? He's been around for a while. Jeremy Wilson says I'm good. Am I good? Or am I? I'll take good. That's. Don't answer that question, Jeremy. I'll just go with the. Don't let them get the llama. No. It's all good. Hold on. We're good. We're good. My goats are still alive, and llama is right here. Let's see here. Yeah, llama's doing pretty good. Llama's chilling in around 71 degrees. So, yeah. Somebody said, you know, dude, what the heck? Like, why'd you show a llama in that video? Like, it's not even real. Give me a break. It's not real. I mean, this is... It's got a body temperature of 71 degrees. So if whoever that was is watching, you know. But no, they did. They rolled right into my video, and they're like, what the heck, dude? Don't you realize that llama isn't even real? And I'm like, well, are you even real? Like, you're some dude with a YouTube account. Like, how real are you, dude? Like, whatever. But no, all seriousness, guys, somebody did come in and say that, like, right off the bat. They're like, dude, your llama's not even real, man. Yes, please. Okay, remind me too, A till death, if I forget, because I might forget, but I do have parts kits right over there. Ooh, Desert Loners. Videos were for kids, even his book reviews. Jeez, oh Pete. Yeah, that's the whole other thing they're doing right now is that kappa on here. I just told them I just set the setting for my channel where everything's automatically not for kids. What's happening, Edward Kent? He's in the room listening. Cool, man. Cool. Now, here's the thing, Edward. Most of the stream's good by listening, but you're missing out on one thing. See, you can't see this llama right now. So it's the only thing, okay? I know a lot of people like these as like a podcast, which is awesome, but you're just going to miss out a little bit. But if you're cool with that, then go ahead and listen. You just can't see the llama, okay? Let's see here. I'm just scrolling through real fast, seeing who's all in here. Shogus is here. What's happening, man? One of my Michigan guys. We got a few Michigan guys in here right now. We've got Shogus. We've got Poor Conservative. Maybe somebody else. If you guys are saying specifically something to me, if you put 2A space EDU and it makes it in orange, it makes it a little easier for me to see. For $75,000, we could buy a Russian tank. Yeah, so I mean, I'm only about $74,035 from Patreon money to buy one. So come on, guys. How about this? Here's how we're gonna get this tank. I'm going to switch gears, okay, from how I normally do this. Okay, 2A EDU's gone. This is the regular gun streams. Good evening, folks. This is your normal gun stream. I only answer super chats. So let's sit here and, oh, look, a $50 super chat. Right on, brother. Oh, a $20 super chat. Right on. I really appreciate the super chats. Oh, look, a $25 super chat. Oh man, must be nice. Must be nice. See, I actually prepare content and stuff. Some of the guys, no, I'm just ribbing on them. I'm not jealous at all. But you guys know what I'm talking about. Some of the really, really big gun channels, they literally just sit there the whole time and they read super chats, and that's literally what they do. Thank you, so and so, for your super chat. Yes, the Virginia thing's BS. Thank you for your super chat. Yes, the Virginia thing's BS. Thank you for, and that's literally what they do for like 2 hours. I'm only saying all that because I'm trying to save up to buy this tank because we can't show firearms. Matt Morrison says a bunch of channels were terminated today. Are you serious? Like gun channels or just channels in general? I know they're cleaning house. I got in my creator studio, they sent me a message saying we've terminated all these delinquent accounts, or not delinquent, but derelict accounts, or whatever they worded it, like people that don't use their account anymore. How they determine that, I don't know. So one of the drop subs I saw. No, I haven't lost subs. What's happened though is there's something going on for you guys that have channels right now. It's a known issue. I was in on the boards, like the YouTube forums, and a bunch of people are reporting this. You can go to your public channel, it'll say like you have 3.36K subs, right? So like 3,360 something subs, because they round it to the 10th place. And then you can go in your creator studio and it shows like 50 or 100 lower. It used to be the creator studio was the correct one. YouTube's got a glitch right now, and I guess they'll work it out soon. So maybe some of it is people losing subs due to them getting rid of these whatever accounts. Part of it could have been because there's a glitch. Maybe the glitch is part of their master plan. I don't know. It's YouTube. Like, I don't even know. But supposedly there's a glitch right now in their sub reporting system, or whatever you want to call it. Still out in the desert. Brastard said the M48 still, patent tank is still out in the desert, which is thousands of miles from here. So, no tank. I need a plan B. Oh, look. Actually, this is the plan A. And the tank would be the plan B. Because, yeah, I don't need a tank after all, do I? Yeah, John Williams, man, I hope you had a nice Christmas and Santa brought everything you wanted, especially the kids. I agree. Merry Christmas, everybody. You know, I hope all you guys had an awesome Christmas. There was literally like 200 of you guys in the comments on my videos right up before Christmas wishing me and my family a Merry Christmas. And it means a lot to me. It really does. You know, I read all you guys' comments and virtually respond to all of them. If there's one I don't respond to, it's probably because once in a while YouTube just takes comments and like hides them. But yeah, that was so awesome. Everyone wishing me and my family a Merry Christmas. And I certainly want to, you know, wish you guys a happy upcoming new year and hope you guys had an awesome, awesome Christmas. Especially if you've got kids, you know, because it's just even like 1,000 times better for kids than us adults. You know what I'm saying? I know for, you know, this Christmas, it was all about my little girl. She's 7 years old, so. Let's see here. Ooh, the poor conservative with a super chat. Thank you. I'm going to talk about the ATF thing in 1 second. Did I say hi to everybody? Donald Batesi. I think I said that right. Hello from Upper Michigan. How's it going, man? Another Michigan guy in the chat. That's awesome. Jorge Vargas. How you doing, man? You're a little bit late. I just been saying hi to everybody, though, so. Yeah. Oh, no problem, Jeremy. You're my buddy, man. No problem at all. Don't even worry about it, dude. Don't even worry about it whatsoever. Internet slower than syrup tonight, Garage Guy says. Is anyone noticing anything with a low resolution connection like last week, or are we good to go? Bastard, I don't think they'll say that, because here's the thing. This is not a toy, okay? This is not a toy. This is like completely an adult, and it's definitely armed and dangerous. It's got its own AK-47, so you know what I'm saying. Ethan Boone from Central PA. How you doing, man? Where's Beretta Man at tonight? He's another PA guy. Peter Monk, hello from Miami. So we got Michigan, Miami. We've got Indiana in here. I know we've got Kentucky, Pennsylvania. What, New Mexico? You guys are all over the place. There you go. Yep. Earth. I keep on wanting to call you Desert Loner. Says, like my pastor says, you're not late unless you miss it. Good one. Kansas. Casey Smith in the house in Kansas. Cool. Okay, here's the deal, guys. With the ATF Reformation, I put up a video on it like last week. A lot of you guys have probably seen it. And I recorded a part 2. Well, sometimes when I'm like going through a video, and it's like a 36-minute video, I need to stop and clear my throat. So I just hit end, and then I just hit record again. And I just use the most basic video editing just to splice them into one. Every time I splice them into one, it makes some weird error. So I know this is like stupid to do, and it probably clogs up your feed, but I'm going to be posting that video Monday. A follow-up on the Reformation, okay? Because I really dug into it, did a lot more research, but you're going to get it in 2 parts, like a part 1 and a part 2 as 2 separate uploads. I spent 4 hours yesterday on it. I was going to post it yesterday, and there's just something stupid. Something's corrupted in the file. I can't combine them, whatever. But, yeah, I got into it pretty good. And I'm basically going to just briefly tell you guys what I found, but I'm not going to go on for 36 minutes because there's a whole video, right? But I'm going to start off by saying this. Look, guys, look. This Reformation thing. I don't own a Reformation. Most of you guys may not. Maybe you all do. It doesn't matter if I owned 100 of them or none. This Reformation's a big deal. And it's just like the bump stocks. It has almost nothing to do with the Reformation, even though it's everything about the Reformation, if you guys know what I'm saying. Because, yes, it's about the Reformation, obviously. But as soon as we get that out of the way, and you actually look at what they're doing again, just like the bump stocks, this is literally like crazy, guys. They're literally taking a whole new category that never existed, okay? That's not a bona fide law. It's never been passed by our duly elected House, our Senate, and signed by the elected president. No. The ATF is now saying there's a new category of firearms that are just GCA regulated firearms. And they're going to be regulated in certain aspects like they're an NFA item, even though they're not. So we have a whole new category. And I can't grab it and show you guys, but if you look right over here, okay, there's a firearm. Well, you guys know what it is. I picked it up. It's a 300 blackout pistol with a brace. Is that going to be a GCA SBR like tomorrow, the next day, 2 weeks from now? Look, we need to stop it. So I'm not being pessimistic, but they're probably coming after your braces, guys. They really probably are. Your binary trigger? Now, that's not an NFA machine gun. Neither was the bump stock, by the way. But when they got by with the bump stock was so just like a screw you into the face of the law. It was so arbitrary, capricious, no grandfather clause. It violated the takings clause, no compensation. They didn't even care. It was perfectly legal when you bought it. You got a letter from the ATF saying it was. Ex post facto, they didn't care. They blew right past that too. So I'm not trying to be doom and gloom, guys. I'm just trying to emphasize to you guys one more time. If you care about anything at all that has to do with firearms, gun rights, and you don't have to own a firearm to be pro 2A. Trust me. And if I had to pick, I'd rather have a guy that's pro 2A that owns 0 guns than a guy that's a lousy FUD that owns 3,000 guns. If he's a FUD and he's fine with giving up the Reformation, he was fine with the bump stock, he doesn't like AR-15s, he doesn't like AKs, screw him. I'll take the guy with no gun that's pro 2A to the end. You know why? Come on over, join me. I'll fight alongside of you because your attitude's right. And I've got an extra gun I'm going to give him. You guys know what I'm saying, right? So it doesn't matter what the laws say anymore. It doesn't. There's the Chevron deference, which they're used for the bump stock ban, blah, blah, blah. Chevron deference, real quick, is basically if there's a law and then the agency is interpreting the law, so like the ATF, right? And they're not coinciding with each other. There's a conflict. The law clearly states a machine gun's this. The ATF says, we really think it's this. The courts have decided under the Supreme Court case known as Chevron that they will take the agency's interpretation of the original law over what the original law actually says. Yes. The interpretation of the actual law means more than the law. I know it sounds totally retarded. Like when I say it, I'm just like, am I really saying this? Like wake up, dude. That's not how it works in America. No, it actually does. And that's what our Supreme Court has said. Now, I don't agree with that. I think it's completely and utterly wrong. So you've got Chevron deference, and that's what they use to justify the bump stock ban. And that's why none of the courts put in an emergency injunction to stop it. They let it go through. Now, look, FPC, Firearms Policy Coalition / Foundation, and GOA, they're still suing to try to get the bump stocks back, per se. But here's the problem. You had to destroy it or turn it in months and months and months ago. And if anyone has them now, they're a quote-unquote felon. You know what I mean? Not suggesting you comply or not. That's up to you guys. I'm just saying. So everyone destroyed them and turned them in. Now, we still need the GOA and the FPC to win these lawsuits because that's going to reverse all this really bad precedent. But it still doesn't save people from ex post facto law. It doesn't save people from violating the takings clause, where you're not allowed to take property from people unless the government has a compelling interest that they need it, and then they have to compensate you fair market value. Look, none of that. None of this is justified. That was Chevron deference, okay? And that's what the bump stock ban was really about. They were doing two things. They were trying to see how much we cared and how apathetic and weak we really are and how afraid we are of getting our dog shot and afraid of the government. And then they said, well, let's see how afraid these guys really are. Because if they're scared or they're apathetic or they don't care, oh boy. They just started laughing, licking their chops. Oh boy, we'll have this pesky little Second Amendment gone in no time at all. If all these, this is their words, not mine. If all these pathetic little twerpy gun owners are that afraid of us, oh yeah, we'll do what we want, right? And that's what the bump stock ban was all about. Well, and they were also trying to strengthen Chevron deference because, trust me, every three-letter agency, this is like literally like these guys are getting like hard over even thinking about the Chevron deference. This is like what gives them all this unregulated, unchecked power. So they're trying to strengthen the Chevron deference. They're trying to weaken the Second Amendment. But really what they were doing during bump stocks is they were gauging us. They were taking our temperature. And they took the temperature and they said, oh man, these guys are like 20 degrees below zero cold. Let's do it. They got by with it. Like 5 times more people supported the bump stock ban during public comment than opposed it. They say that there's like over 300 million people in this country and there's over 300 million guns. Well, what was it, like 12,000 gun owners wrote into opposition to the bump stock ban? So, yeah, that's pretty darn cold, isn't it? That's what happened. Now, I know I'm preaching to the choir. You guys are the good ones. You guys are the best of them. When I say we, I mean the colloquial we, like we the people, the gun owners across the country. And if any of you guys didn't care about the bump stock, look, just correct yourself. We've got another one right now. Get in there and fight. Get in there and make your calls about this Reformation. Because if you thought Chevron deference was bad, and I'm getting to the Reformation here, guys, but the backstory is what's important because this is the bump stock ban all over again. Everything we're going to be dealing with these three-letter agencies from here until we either stop it or the rest of our lives is going to be about that stupid bump stock ban, right? I truly believe this, and I predicted all of it. And I'm not just saying that. You guys can go back. My hair was longer then. I actually looked a lot better then. My hair was longer. My beard was longer. I was predicting all this months and months ago, and many of you guys were predicting it too. Trust me, I'm not the only one that was smart enough or whatever. 99% of you guys predicted it. There's 43 people in here, which is awesome. I can't believe I've got 43 people watching me. But we're in the minority, guys. People that actually understood what was going on and was screaming at the top of our lungs. Well, Chevron deference. I don't need to tell you how bad that is anymore. Well, now this is even worse. They're no longer interpreting the Gun Control Act of 1968. And this is where the teaser for my upcoming video is. I downloaded and printed the Gun Control Act of 1968. This was from, I can't remember exactly what gov, federalregister.gov, but I downloaded this from the official.gov. This is the real one. And you can see it's weird. It's real small looking because this was originally, typed out, typeset on a typewriter in 68, and then scanned in using like an OCR imaging software into a PDF, right? So this is it. This is the real deal. So the Gun Control Act of 68. So when in this letter about the Reformation, right? Which you guys have seen the letter. I'm trying to figure out where I put it. But the letter basically says the Reformation is a GCA SBS. They say, well, look, it's not a short-barreled rifle because it has straight lands and grooves. So they right away say it's not that. This is in that recent letter. And then they go on to say, well, it's not an NFA short-barreled shotgun, okay? But it's a GCA short-barreled shotgun. So this is going to be under provisions of the Gun Control Act, where as of right now, since they don't have any paperwork for it to process these, nobody can do anything with them. Now, I've heard that Franklin Armory is offering to give you a refund if you send it back. And that's awesome if Franklin Armory is willing to do that. But that doesn't make up for what the government's doing whatsoever. So that's awesome that Franklin Armory's, God bless those people. If that's what they're really doing, and that's what I heard they are, that's awesome. So that in and of itself, great. But that has nothing to do with what's going on here. Nothing at all. Because maybe people didn't want to get a refund on it, right? Like if you bought something, sometimes you don't want a refund. You just want to own it and use it, right? You want to be able to take it across state lines. You want to be able to sell it to your buddy. You want to be able to trade it to your brother. Let your brother borrow it to go hunting. No, you can't transfer the thing. You're stuck with it. It just has to sit there right now until they promulgate new rules and forms and paperwork and all this, right? Here's the problem, guys. Chevron deference was bad. They were redefining all these words and stuff. This is just blatantly a lie. They're saying that in this Gun Control Act of 1968, that this document finds a Reformation to be a shotgun. Now, real quick, I'm going to read you two definitions, and I hope we can all agree on this. For something to be a short-barreled shotgun, first it must be a shotgun, right? You can't call something a short-barreled shotgun and it be a llama. So a short-barreled shotgun is a shotgun, but it has a shorter barrel. Okay. So like any law, and by the way, before I even go any further with this, guys, I don't agree with this law. I think this law in and of itself is completely tyrannical. It's unconstitutional. It's jackboot. I do not agree with the Gun Control Act of 68. Yes, I comply with it under protest because I don't want to be a felon, okay? So yes, I comply with it. I'm in good standing with it, but I don't endorse it. So when I keep saying like the ATF has to follow this law, it's not because I want this law, but if this is what we have to live by, they have to go by what the law says. So just take it into context, guys. One more time, the GCA of 1968 and all gun control laws, all executive actions, even if it's from a president you like or one you don't like, they're all unconstitutional. Every last one. And it could be a knife, it could be a bow and arrow, it could be a sharp stick, anything that's an arm that you can protect your family, yourself, or defend your country from potentially tyrannical government with, that is arms, and they're all protected, and all of these laws are illegal and traitorous. So I just want to get that out of the blue. I really, really do. Because sometimes I do these videos, and someone will come in the comments and be like, well, why are you sticking up for the National Firearms Act? Yeah, I know. I'm not sticking up for it. I'm just saying, like, if they're going to enforce the law, not some executive action of an interpretation on interpretation, and the fifth interpretation later holds more precedent than the actual law itself. You guys get where I'm heading with this, right? If you're going to make a freaking law and I'm going to comply under protest, you got to go by what the law says. I think we're all on the same page, okay? I think we're all on the same page. Now, I'm not going to comply. I'm just saying, look, guys, if I get on here and say I'm going to break federal laws, and I'm just saying this joking, guys, but what's that prove? They get rid of my stream? They arrest me? Hopefully all you guys have your own channels where you're going to get out there and spread the word, and that's fine if you're going to do it. Spread it 10 times better than me. But it doesn't help our gun rights if someone like me just goes to jail. You guys know what I'm saying. Complying under protest is things we have to do sometimes while we're making our strategy and we're working to get where we need to get to, okay? So, but no, I've had enough. If they do any more gun control past this, I will not comply. That's true. Back to this again. The GCA, 1968, this is the law. And like all laws, there's definitions that are written into the law. And they're right here. So I'm just going to read these two definitions for you guys to have something to think about tonight. And should you get pissed off and get violent? No. Don't, nothing like that. But should you be pissed off? Yeah, you guys should be pissed off. Pissed off enough to call President Trump. If you don't like President Trump, call President Trump. But if you like President Trump and you think most of his policies are awesome and you think he's the best president you've ever seen, that's especially why you need to call President Trump. Look, I love my little girl more than anything. If she does something bad, I get right in her face and I yell at her and I correct her and I scold her because I like her so much. So right off the rip, Trump can stop all this. Trump's behind all this. But if you like Trump, that's awesome. You can like him all you want. I'll never tell you guys who to vote for or not to vote for. I firmly believe everyone makes their own decision. But if you like him, it's all the more reason to get in his crap about it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Here's the definitions. The term shotgun means a weapon designed or redesigned, made or remade, and intended to be fired from the shoulder, and designed or redesigned and made or remade to use the energy of the explosive of a fixed shotgun shell to fire through a smooth bore, either a number of ball shot or a single projectile for each single pull of the trigger. Now, hold on a minute here. I put my props over there. Let me grab them real quick. I had a couple props for my video. Let me grab them. Now, look, I know you guys already know what all this stuff looks like, but hey, come on. I got to have a little props here. Give me some props, guys. I know you guys are leaving tons of awesome comments. I'll get to those in just a minute. I just kind of want to rant about this Reformation / rogue agencies gone wild until we'll have no gun rights left if we don't stop them. I just want to go on that rant for a few more minutes, if you guys don't mind. And even if you do mind, sorry about your luck. Nah, you guys don't mind. Okay. So in the definitions of this law, which, you guys all know this, the definitions become part of the law itself. And then I'll just read the next part. The term short-barreled shotgun means a shotgun having one or more barrels less than 18 inches in length, and any weapon made from a shotgun, so it had to be started off as a shotgun, made from a shotgun, whether by alteration, modification, or otherwise, if such weapon as modified has an overall length of less than 26 inches. Okay? So, the term shotgun. Some of it starts to sound like a Reformation, the first half, but that's not good enough. It has to be all of these criteria, okay? It has to be all of these criteria. So, is a shotgun, as a Reformation designed to be fired from the shoulder? Sure. Does it use the energy of an explosive to fire? Yes, but that's where it goes wrong right there. To fire a shotgun shell. Here's a shotgun shell. This is a shell. This has a primer. It has a hull. It has maybe a single projectile if it's a slug, or multiple projectiles if it's shot, okay? And it has a wadding. The wadding is to protect the shot and or the barrel, right? This is a rifle cartridge. It has a metallic case. Could be plastic in some rare instances nowadays, but there you go. This is a rifle round, 223.556. This is a shotgun shell. It clearly states in the definition of what a shotgun is, according to the GCA, okay? According to the GCA, that it's in a fixed shotgun shell. And then it also says to fire through a smooth bore. The Reformation isn't a smooth bore. It has straight lands and grooves, but it is not smooth. So there you go, guys, right here. Legal definitions. These are definitions as part of a law. According to legal definitions, okay, the Reformation is not a shotgun. And since it's not a shotgun, it can't be a short-barreled shotgun because of the very next definition. Short-barreled shotgun, it clearly states that it had to have been a shotgun having one or more barrels less than 18 inches in length, or it had to have been made or remade from a shotgun, and now it has barrel less than 18 inches or less than 26 inches. So the Reformation, from its inception, it didn't start off as a shotgun. It never fired a shotgun shell. So there you go. And I'm not reading from the National Firearms Act, because even the ATF's admitting right now, well, according to the NFA, okay, this isn't a short-barreled shotgun. But according to the GCA, which is this law right here. Now, I'm not going to bore you guys to keep reading the same thing, but they go through here several times, and they use this same definition as it pertains to certain parts of the code, because this law has to, I mean, this law is thick, guys. I printed two-sided here. You know, it's like 40 pages or whatever, right? And if you look through here, they refer to this same definition word for word several times throughout this law. So the ATF stating under authority of this law, the Reformation's a shotgun, even though the law says that it must shoot a shotgun shell and it must have a smooth bore. And the Reformation is clearly neither. And in fact, it's completely to the contrary of both. So it's not a shotgun. Therefore, it can't be a short-barreled shotgun. They're sticking it to us, guys. Now, here's the crazy part. Just think, if they get away with this, like they got away with the bump stock, fast forward, now they've had the guts to try to get away with this. Now, look, the bump stock ban, just as unconstitutional, because all unconstitutional stuff is basically even in my eyes. But this is actually even straying further, this Reformation, away from the law than the bump stock did. Although, again, I don't agree with either, obviously. Now, we let them get by with this without any protest? How much further is the next one going to be? Are they literally going to say, if you wear a gray shirt, you can't keep and bear arms? And that's what the GCA has been interpreted into? How far can they go? Well, that was kind of a dumb analogy. But I have another analogy. Hold on. I don't want to drop this shotgun shell. This shotgun shell. I mean, ATF literally thinks we're this stupid that this is a shotgun shell. Just saying. Just so you guys know, okay? This is a shotgun shell according to the ATF in their new letter. But while if you wear a gray shirt, that sounds stupid. But here's one thing to get you guys thinking here. In this same law, they also have definitions for what's considered a destructive device. Now, that's an NFA item. That requires a tax stamp, all kinds of stuff. You guys know what a destructive device is, I assume, right? And if you don't, look it up. Destructive device, highly regulated, very expensive, tax stamp. So it basically says right here, this is under their other definitions of destructive devices. Any type of weapon other than a shotgun or a shotgun shell, which the secretary finds is generally recognized as particularly suitable for sporting purposes. So that's the exception. By whatever name known, which may be readily converted to expel a projectile by the action of an explosive or other propellant, and which has a barrel with a bore of more than 1/2 inch in diameter. Okay, it's worded kind of weird. Let me put it into English here. If you have something other than a shotgun, okay, I'm getting there though, other than a shotgun that launches something, a projectile with an explosion, right? That's a destructive device. But there's an exception. But here's the crazy part, guys. What are we going to do if they start interpreting this paragraph? It says, other than a shotgun or shotgun cell, which the secretary. Now, the secretary, I looked that up because there's actually a definition that says what the secretary is. That'd be the Secretary of the Treasury, of all things. The Secretary of the Treasury. That has to do with all these gun laws are rooted in the tax law because the NFA was only constitutional, they said back then. It's not constitutional, but that's what they said, because under the Department of Treasury, that they could collect a tax. Yeah. That's what founded all of our gun control, guys. It's a tax. Do you guys remember that with Obamacare? Oh, it's perfectly constitutional. It's just a tax. You can keep your doctor. Your rates won't go up. I digress. So under the pleasure of the Secretary of the Treasury, you guys probably trust them, right? How many Secretary of the Treasury fans do we have here? So under the goodwill and good-natured courtesies of the Secretary of the Treasury, they generally recognize as a particularly suitable for sporting purposes. You know what I'm saying, guys? They went from the bump stock to the Reformation. How much are they going to dig through this thing? What if all of a sudden one day the secretary comes out and says, you know what, guys? I don't really think that a 12-gauge shotgun is particularly sporting. I don't think it looks very sporty at all. You know, I'm into sports cars. I drive a Corvette due to my good, taxpayer-funded job. That 12-gauge, that's not too sporty, people. Yeah, it has a bore over half an inch. You guys know where I'm heading with this, right? Yeah. So that's why we need to make a stand against the Reformation. We need to stop it, because if they can turn apart what a shotgun is and isn't, it makes it very clear right here that it has to be a shotgun shell through a smooth bore. The Reformation has neither, but they're still putting out this ladder anyways. What's going to stop them from going after your binary trigger? Okay? From going after your pistol brace, your braced pistol. I hate to say it, but your shotgun, the shotgun itself, the one that Elmer Fudd himself uses, the one that Joe Biden said, go out on your back porch and fire off 2 blasts. A shotgun is all you need, okay? Okay, that's all you need. We're one little interpretation away. We're at the pleasure of the Secretary of the Treasury is the only reason we can even have 12-gauge shotgun. Now, I guess we would be allowed to still have these, We could still have our 410. I can already hear some of the FUDs now. Relax, guys. It's not that big of a deal. Just turn your 12-gauge in. If you don't give it to them quietly, just peacefully give them your 12-gauge, because we can still keep our 410. The ATF forgot about the 410, guys. We've got a loophole. I'll tell you what. They come for my 410, though. 1776 again. We'll all uprise with our 410 shotguns, shooting the high brass load number 6 shot. We'll stop them. We'll stop them. Those up-armored Humvees. Oh, yeah, those sappy plates. We'll get right through it there with this number 6 shot. You guys know there's going to be those guys out there. You know there are. Literally, when I was sitting here talking like I am now about the Reformation, about the bump stocks, this is a true story. I'd have all kinds of people, not all kinds, it was the minority, but still a lot of people say, hey, man, shut your mouth about this bump stock, man. You keep giving them a hard time about the bump stock, you're going to piss them off. And then they're going to come for your brace. Then they're going to come for this and that. And you just got to leave them alone. Let them take. If you just give it a little bit, just feed it a little bit, and it won't be hungry enough to bite you. Like, people literally say this. You chime in, guys. Do you guys have people saying this to you? Just give them a little bit. Yeah. You know what happens, idiot? I'm not talking to you guys, but this type of guy, you feed the beast. You feed it and feed it and feed it. And it gets so freaking big, all of a sudden it eats you. I'm sick and tired of these people, man. They're like, oh, dude, just leave it go. The Reformation, just leave it go. I don't care about the stupid Reformation. At least to let us keep our braces if we don't get pissed off about the Reformation. Yeah, right. Bump stocks. Gave it to them like nothing. Here you go. Take my bump stock. Don't compensate me. 10 different principles. Named enumerated rights in the Bill of Rights. Enumerated sections of the Constitution. Supreme Court precedents. They threw it all out the window. Did they say, hey, guys, you gave us the bump stock so easily, and you guys were so polite, and you were such nice little boys and girls. Oh, look how cute you little people are. Now you guys can have machine guns. Did they do that? Did they do that? No, they came after the Reformation. If we sit here quietly about the Reformation, of course they're going to come after your GCA SBS, your brace pistol. Of course they're going to come after your GCA machine gun, your binary trigger. And if you don't care about all those, eventually, right here, just a couple, like it's conveniently only 2 inches higher in this thick bill, these definitions that they're completely and utterly going against, it's only 2 inches higher. How long is it going to be till they reinterpret the shotgun? You guys realize this, right? And I know you guys realize this. I'm trying to motivate you guys here. Trust me, I'm not talking down to anybody. When I say you guys do realize this, right? You guys are thinking, yeah, dude, I'm smarter than you. And most of you guys are smarter than me. But you guys know what I'm doing here. Come on, guys. We have to make some phone calls. We have to get pumped up about this, right? We're only 2 paragraphs away from them being able to come at your shotgun. Like, I'm being dead serious. They can put out a letter. I, the underwritten Secretary of the Treasury, hereby revoke my sporting purpose. I find, however they word it, hereby, whereto, thereafter, because, yeah, the founding fathers wrote the Constitution and Bill of Rights where a 3rd grader could understand it. But whenever they write these laws, promulgated herein, whereof, thereto, you know what I'm saying, right? I herein, thereby, whereto, promulgate that a shotgun no longer serves a sporting purpose. Get the money for them tax stamps, boys. You guys know what I'm saying, though. You guys know what I'm saying. Then they'll make rocks illegal, like Earth said. Let me go back, guys. There's like 1,000 comments. I'm not going to be able to check up on all of them, but Raw Feeding 101, otherwise known as Dog Dad. Thanks for the super chat, man. Awesome, awesome. I'm glad to see you here, man. And no, you don't need to make up for it, but I really appreciate it. I really, really do. Anyone that's donated to the channel, Patreon, super chats, the lovely Christmas card I got the other day, which I'm going to shout out some Christmas presents you guys sent me in a little bit. I'm going to be more lighthearted the rest of this, but look, like Desert Loner said, before I forget, they'll outlaw your rock before it's said and done. They'll outlaw rocks. So is that enough fire and brimstone for you guys? I'm sorry. No, I'm not. We need to talk about this sometimes, don't we? Just, I know you're messing with me, man. I will comply with it while wearing a do not comply hat. You know what I'm saying, right? That is kind of funny, actually, Just. That's a good one. You got me, man. But you know what I was talking about. Oh, Warthog, are you still in here? Warthog brought up a point when I was ranting earlier. You're right. Actually, he brought up a good point. Thank you, man. I've always said you guys are smarter than me. I mean it. So you can send your Reformation back for a rehunt, but you can't use the FFL to send it back because the FFL has no mechanism to touch it unless you go to like an SOT. Maybe that's how you could do it, right? And then those guys usually charge like $100 FFL transfers because they have way more paperwork to do and they don't get the volume that a regular, Class 1 or Title 1, firearms dealer has. So, yeah. And by the way, I appreciate you guys that support the channel just by hanging out, watching my videos, sharing it. Talk about sharing it. I don't know if it was one of you guys, but man, somebody shared my Michigan gun rights video on Facebook. And you're awesome. Not because of me. Like, you're awesome because I've gotten 9,000 views on that video today alone. And people are telling me it was shared on Facebook by somebody somehow. It's become this viral. And that's so awesome. Not because I got the views. It's awesome because all these gun control measures in Michigan are getting exposed. 9,000 people watched a 20-minute video calling all of it out today. That's why it's awesome. And that's why I do the gun right videos. Not for the views, not for all that. I literally, we need to stop these laws. So that is so awesome. You did a good deal for Michigan gun rights, whoever shared that video, because that's crazy, guys. Go back and look at my last few videos. Let me just say this. Before I went to bed yesterday, the video had 300 and something views, which is awesome. And then right now it's up to 9,000 views. And I guess it's literally people are going on there and they're I just sent it to 200 more friends. And that's the way we stop this crap, guys. That's awesome. That's awesome. So M4 Johnny's here. Who else has come in here, guys? Gyro Al, how's it going, man? Nicholas 7183. Gun owners are very divided. That's very true, man. That's very true. And I'm not here to divide you guys. That's why I said, look. If you hate Trump, call him. If you love Trump, call him, okay? I voted for Trump last time, guys. Full disclosure, okay? Don't hate me because I didn't vote for him. Don't hate me because I did. I didn't vote for Hillary. I voted for Trump. There you guys go. Am I happy with him right now? No, I'm not happy, but I'm just not lying to you guys. I did vote. Dauntless Defense. How's it going, man? How you doing? Like a bump in the night. Dauntless Defense is here. Pex 2A America. How you doing, Pex? Nice to see you, man. Another good YouTube channel right there. Man, Warthog, Poor Conservative. I mean, gosh, look at all these people. Tactical Review. How am I getting all these good channels in this stream? I have no clue, but I like having you guys here. Chuck Kaplan. How's it going, Chuck? Let's see here. Somebody that didn't get what they wanted for Christmas apparently was spamming the chat a little bit. So, sorry, you weren't a good boy. Santa didn't give you what you wanted. Bye-bye. Rick Noel, how you doing, man? Yeah. Rick Noel, right on, man. He says they really stuck it to us with the 68 Act. Now they're coming in for the kill. We need to stop them. You know what, dude? You actually just said what I was trying to explain, where I'm like, look, guys, I don't like this. Under protest, I don't agree, but this is better than what Rick Noel said it best. So what it took me 5 minutes to say, just read what he said. Really stuck it to us, and now they're going in for the kill. Explicit. What's happening, Explicit? How you doing, man? He was eating popcorn, watching us, and complaining about the bump stock ban to everybody I know. Awesome, man. Yeah, keep complaining. Keep complaining. Donald Batesi, need to get rid of the felony firearm also. See, that's the problem. You violate any of these acts, they're instantly felonies. And here's just my personal opinion, guys. Violent felon, yeah, if someone's that violent, they probably shouldn't have guns. Now, here's my argument. If you're on the street, why not? If you're so dangerous that if you had a gun, okay, you're so dangerous that you couldn't pass a background check, why are you not in a cage? Like, if it's like we've got this guy here. He's locked up. He confessed to the killing. He bragged about it when he was in trial. And he vowed that the day I get out, I'll kill 10 more. Why is he out on the streets? He's that dangerous. And look, there's many, many non-dangerous criminals that are felons too, and that's the problem. Of course, there's that far-reaching example they all use to try to encroach on our rights, right? Well, there's this one guy that promised he'll kill again. Of course he shouldn't have a gun. Do we really want him on the streets? Because more people are killed with hands and feet than they are semi-automatic rifles. So why do we let him on the street? That's the problem here. He killed 25, 3 separate times. Well, how did he do that? Well, he got out early the first 2 times. I mean, you guys hear about it. It's crazy. It's crazy. He was deported 12 times, but found sanctuary in one of the 3,500 sanctuary cities and committed his 17th rape. How does somebody commit 17 rapes in this country, on the outside? No prison jokes, guys. But you know what I'm saying, right? How is he still, like, able to crawl around, let alone walk around the streets? Like, I'm not making this up. You'll literally hear the example of this. Yeah, this guy's a 17-time convicted rapist. Of course he shouldn't have a gun. Of course he shouldn't even be breathing anymore. He should have room temperature, first of all, after he's done all that, right? And at the very least, you guys don't have to be pro-death penalty. Again, I respect everyone's rights to choose. Religious rights, non-religious, whatever your reason is, But he certainly shouldn't be walking around amongst us. But a 4473 will stop him every time. So, yeah. And then, by the way, someone that didn't cross their I or dot their T on a piece of paperwork that becomes a felon because they filled out something wrong, yeah, they should definitely not lose their Second Amendment rights or any of their rights. There's a difference. Just to say that all felonies are equal, yeah, that's pretty insulting, isn't it, to the guy that didn't cross his T on a piece of federal paperwork, that they put him in the same category as that guy that's murdered 37 people. They're both banned equally, I'm just saying. So, yeah, I'm a big supporter in what we kind of call the nonviolent felons. I don't see why they should lose their gun rights. So, that's just what I think about it. I know everyone's not going to agree with me on that. I get it, but that's cool. That's cool. Whatever. You don't have to agree with me. You really don't. Vanessa Kitty. Ooh. Yeah. Air guns on one hand. Here are classified destructive devices in your state. That's what's crazy. One of those states, and I don't know if it's yours, they've said you can't have a slingshot. Is that your state? Or I know there's one on the East Coast over there, okay? Explicit's eating all kinds of snacks. Rub it in, man. You know how long it's been since I ate? I'm surprised I even made it tonight, guys. I was like 10 minutes late, but I was trucking. I'm 2/3 of the way from moving a whole buildings, like whole IT stuff, everything. Like, I don't want to bore you guys, but the whole closet, telecom, security cameras, servers, switches, cables, PCs, monitors. Big job. I've been going crazy at it the last few days, like big time. Like, okay, I've been going since 3 in the morning. I started like that early in the morning that it was late at night almost. You guys know what I'm saying. But I just got to do it a couple more days. I'll be done. I'm about 2/3 of the way through. I'm going to pull it off. And whew. Yeah, Peter Monk, great point. He says, lawyers write these masterpieces. Most lawyers can't compose a lucid thought. I've kind of noticed that, actually. Look, there's some lawyers. I got a lawyer in the family. You know, there's some good ones too. But yes, as a whole, I know exactly what you're talking about, man. I really, really do. These people can't even speak. Rain Infidel, how you going? He brings up a good point. Like I said, hold Trump accountable. Why he approved red flag laws? Well, he introduced them. You guys know what I'm saying, right? And I think you guys do, because I'm not really seeing any arguments here. Does that make sense, guys? Especially if you like Trump. Like, look, I like what Trump's doing with China. I like what he's doing on the economy. I think the impeachment's a complete sham. It's fake. It's political. It's just sham, fake, sham, fake. Let me repeat it 1,000 times. I don't want Trump to be impeached, okay? Now, that doesn't, look, I'm not even saying whether I want him to be a president or not. I'm not even going to go there tonight. I'm just saying I don't want him impeached. The impeachment's a sham. But heck yeah, I'm going to call him out for violating our gun rights. And if you think Trump's done 99 good things, then I think that's all the more reason, right? Do you guys agree with me or not? Because anytime, it never goes without fail. And that's probably not you guys. I'm preaching to the choir again, sorry. But anytime I say something like this, I lose subs. That's how divided we are. When I say, look, guys, you can still love Trump, okay? You can still love Trump all you want. Because that's the thing, guys. The freedom that we have to have these firearms, these things that aren't shotguns, these Reformations, everything, right? Those are the same freedoms. This is the same type of liberty for you to decide whoever you want to vote for. You can decide if you love a president. You can decide if you hate a president, okay? I really don't care if you guys love or hate Trump. But for me to even broach the topic and say, Trump has infringed on our Second Amendment rights, and you need to call him out. If you hate him, you need to call him out. If you like him, you need to call him out if you don't care. If you care about the Second Amendment, and I never tell people whether I want them to not like Trump. Because here's the deal. If I told you not to like Trump and you do, would you even listen to me? If you totally hated Trump and I told you to love him to death, would you listen to me? No. And then I'd be that same totalitarian guy saying, this is who you're allowed to like. I'm not going to do that. But I will lose subs every single time that I even broach this topic. But you know what? It's okay. And I'm going to do it because, look, I'm not on here for subs. It's just funny because I'm getting that big screw you, man. Screw you. I'm going to stick it to you. How dare you say that Trump's violated our Second Amendment? I'm going to unsub. Hey, if that makes you sleep good at night, go ahead. But I'm not the one that's after your guns, okay? The government's after your guns, not me. You can get mad at me all you want. You can do absolutely nothing. And guess who's going to suffer? You, because you just don't care. And I know when I say you, I want to say this one more time. I'm not literally talking about you guys. Vanessa Kitty, she's not giving me crap. Mateo's not giving me crap. I've never had any crap from Chuck Kaplan. Never had any crap from Explicit. Lego Django Fat. How's it going, man? 410 ammo is way too expensive. I totally agree. It is way too expensive. You're absolutely right. I'm just looking here to see who I didn't say hi to. Look, guys, I'm going to scroll to the end of the chat. If I didn't just get caught back up, if I didn't say hi to you guys, come back on in and say hi. I see we've got Greenkeeper in here. What's happening? Trump's better than any other candidate, period. There you go, Greenkeeper. I actually agree with you. I totally do. We can still call the White House, though, and tell him to stop this gun control and that we're going to hold him accountable. But yes, is he the best candidate? Well, yeah, I'd rather have him than Elizabeth Warren. Yeah, exactly. Trayor's here. How's it going, man? Trayor, he brings up a good point. We vote to put into office. Now, when that person gets into office, we can't make them do crap. That's the problem. Look, this isn't about calling out Trump. Look, trust me on this one, okay? Obama wanted to do a lot too. But when it's a Democrat calling for it, all the Republicans stand up against him. Most of our gun control gets passed by Republicans. Obama's ATF 3 times said that bump stocks were perfectly legal, and then they kind of just stopped and just left them alone. Just saying. It's just true, guys. HX Morgue, absolutely. So here's my deal, guys. I don't care. I'll tell you guys. I'll brag about it. I'm proud of who I vote for. And I don't regret voting for Trump because I did not want Hillary to be president. My first choice was this. I wanted Rand Paul. Rand Paul dropped out. Then I went to Ted Cruz. I really wanted Ted Cruz. I wish Rand Paul or Ted Cruz was our president, and we probably wouldn't be in half this crap. Would they be perfect? No. But we wouldn't be in 3/4 or half of this we're talking about right now. That's just my opinion. Yeah, Rand Paul was my first choice. Ted Cruz is my second. The current president was a distant third, or maybe even a little further down. But when it was him versus Hillary, that was the end of it. Now, if you guys haven't noticed, I'm very libertarian in a lot of my ways, okay? I didn't vote for the libertarian. But first of all, the libertarian candidate that you keep putting up, stop putting him up, okay? Ugh. That's a whole nother, I'll rant about that another stream, guys. But if you voted for the libertarian, you were basically letting Hillary get a vote. You guys know how that works, as we have this stupid 2-party system where, yeah, there's a bunch of other parties as a formality, but the way it's really set up with the electoral college, state electors, etc., nobody has a chance except for the Democrat or the Republican. And that's sad. That's really, really sad. So if it comes down to this, and I think many of you guys feel this way, do you find yourselves that sometimes you're voting for a candidate, and that's great when you get to do that. It's actually like cool to get to vote for somebody because there's very few that really like we're for, right? But do you find yourself more often than not you're voting against somebody? Doesn't that suck when you have to go to the ballot box to vote against somebody instead of for somebody? I'm not even talking about just the president. Even down to local elections, you're like, which governor of Michigan would screw me over on guns worse? You guys know what I'm saying. Even your county commissioners. You're like, all 3 are anti-gun. And this isn't my county. I'm just saying. All 3 are anti-gun. This one's very anti-gun. This one's rather anti-gun. This one's not. They're just a little anti-gun. All right, I got to vote for the anti-gun. Right? To keep the extremely anti-gun from getting in. And that's just how I feel a lot of the time when I go vote. I really do. Big Mad, how's it going, man? There you go. Pex 2A earlier. He kind of said what I said. Yeah. Murderers, rapists, and pedophiles should be dead. Problem solved. I agree, Pex. 100%, man. Freedom of Inks here. How's it going, man? How you doing? He says it's fake because Trump's a Democrat. All he did was put an R before his name. That's it. Well, he has been a Democrat in the past. You guys can decide if you agree with Freedom Inc. or not. I just don't want to turn this into all about Trump tonight, even though I brought it up, but give him crap. If you give him crap, look it, guys. If you're a Republican and you think he's an awesome Republican, give him crap. If you agree with Freedom Inc., which I know no doubt a lot of you guys agree with him, some of you are gonna, some of you aren't, give him crap. There's really nobody that's pro 2A that shouldn't be giving Trump crap right now. I hope we can all agree on that, okay? I really, really do. And I'm trying to have fun this part of the stream, guys, a little bit. Okay, yep, Lego Django Fest said Trump is almost, if not worse, than Obama on gun rights. I don't know, and that's the thing. Like, what's in their heart, we'll never know. There's been more executive and 3-letter agency actions against guns in 3 years of Trump than there was 8 of Obama. That's true. I'm just citing the numbers here, guys. But I didn't want Hillary to win. I didn't want Hillary to win. Did anyone here want Hillary to win? Victor Miller's talking about black powder pistols. Yeah, that is an exception. Those are generally not considered to be firearms. They're considered antiques. I'm not a lawyer. Don't take my advice, but I know in many states, a felon can own a black powder firearm. Well, not a firearm. Well, it is called an antique firearm, but it's not classified under the Gun Control Act. The GCA and NFA exempts it, right? So that's really what it is. And that's in here too. I did read that when I was reading the Gun Control Act pertaining to the Reformation. There's a clear exemption in there for black powder. Maybe they'll interpret that and get rid of that. What do you guys think about that? Let's not get too negative, guys. Let's not get too negative, all right? A couple of people said, speaking my mind. Tree Guy, how you doing, man? Nice to see you. Get back to work. Don't you have a house that you're working on? Tree Guy's been busy, but I'm glad to see you, man. I really am. Cole, nice to see you, Cole. Nice to see you. Sword of the Spirit. What's happening, man? What's happening? He's talking about zombies. Lots of zombies out there, isn't there? Ooh. Jeez. With their tanks and their guns and their guns and their bombs in your head, they are fighting. What's in your head? Okay. No more cranberries analogies. That's what I thought of when I said zombie. She actually died. Did you guys know that? The lead singer of the Cranberries? She did die. Atrox Morgue, yeah. Yes, Greenkeeper. Hillary wants the Australian system. We have to keep your gun in a sporting club. Oh, absolutely. We don't want her in office, man. I don't think anybody wants Hillary in office. Look, guys, we can have Trump in office and not like him or like him. Okay, look, I'm going to give you guys a scenario. You can completely love Trump and want him in office more than anybody, and that would be the main reason to check him on his Second Amendment stuff. I think Greenkeeper would agree with that, right? You can call him up and say, look, man, I'm most likely to vote for you, but we got a little problem here. So you need to go back to your speech at the NRA convention when you said, if you elect me, your 8-year attack on the Second Amendment will be over. That's what you tell him. Now, of course, you can't talk to him, but if enough people call the White House, his people will come in there, and he's a populist, which can be a good or a bad thing. I don't want to go down a rabbit hole. There's so many potentials for rabbit holes tonight, guys. It's not that I don't care about them. It's just you guys have been around long enough. You know I can rabbit hole. So anyways, his people, if they get enough calls, one of his people walks in and says, sir, there's 60,000 people that called, and they're saying they voted for you last time and you're going to lose it if you don't start redirecting the ATF back. You know, keep your promise. I don't know. What do you guys think? I know what a lot of you are going to say. It won't work. Nothing's going to work. But you know what I think? I think you need to be prepared for anything. But I think you should put some effort forth, because it's kind of easier just to say it's not going to work than it is actually to pick up the phone and try. Because if you don't call, then it's guaranteed it's not going to work. It's a real fine line where it's like, yeah, you don't want to waste your time. I get it. But then as soon as you don't want to waste your time, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, I'm not going to call because no one else is calling. And then when everyone says that, nobody calls. And plus, I enjoy my freedom of speech. I like to talk. I can talk for extremely long periods of time. I don't mind calling up the White House and leaving a message. I'm exercising my First Amendment right to stand up for my second. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. Oh, yeah, Freedom Inc. That's what I talked about earlier. He said if Hillary was in office, the right wouldn't let Hillary do anything, just like they didn't let Obama. Two sides of the same coin. No, you are right. It is amazing how that happens. It's amazing. Maybe I should take back everything I said tonight. Vote Elizabeth Warren, everybody. If everyone votes Elizabeth Warren and we get her in, our Second Amendment will be protected. Now, I'm joking, but look, you guys are bringing up some good points. You guys are really, really bringing up some good points. But no, Obama is gone, okay? He attacked us for 8 years. Trump's the president and said, your 8-year attack is over. Call him up, tweet him, say, look, if this is our attack being over, this Reformation bump stock, yeah. That's kind of like that whole with friends like you who needs enemies. Let him know. That's all I'm saying, guys. That's all I'm saying. Let's see here. Edward Kent chimed in. Let's start tweeting to him. He has an account. Great idea. Great idea. Great idea. Do what Edward Kent said. Tweet him. That's a good idea. I really think it is. Why not? Let's see here. A lot of people donate to gun right groups. Some of the gun rights groups seem like they're doing a good job. Some are okay. Some of them are like MIA. Che Ora, am I still cutting grass? No, I'm not. It's definitely winter here. Yep. And I don't want Bloomberg anywhere around me, like at all. M4 Johnny, I can actually sing. And M4 Johnny is very good at sarcasm, if I must say so myself. Somebody call her Killary. You can't go too long. You can't go too long in a gun stream without someone calling her Killary. I mean, it's true though. Okay, so there's a name for this. All you psychology majors. So I got a comment that said, please don't ever sing again. No offense, but part of my soul just died. Now, I actually know what this is called. So all you psych majors, let's see if someone can get it right. The predicating clause is no offense. And then they say something as offensively possible as they can. There's a name for it. So that's the trivia for the crowd. What's that called? No offense, but you just killed my soul. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm just kind of taking a look here. Yeah, and that's cool. Like I said, some of you guys are basically sticking up for Trump. Some of you guys can't stand him. And hey, look, if there's one thing everyone agrees on, Trump's a very polarizing president. You usually love him or you hate him. And he does that on purpose. That's fine, whatever. But yeah, some of you guys are saying, well, you know, I'll vote for him no matter what. And I'm just not going to tell you guys who to vote for. I'm not going to tell you to vote. That's the great thing about this country. You have the right to vote. You have the right not to vote. If you do choose to vote, you can vote for whoever the heck you want, right? And anyone that tells you have to vote is kind of like totalitarian in and of themselves. But then again, anyone that says you shouldn't be able to vote is just as bad. So that's why I'm not telling you guys whether you should vote or not. You'll decide that for yourself. Hey, HX Merck says, why do we always got to beg and plead to these politicians to uphold the Second Amendment of the Constitution in which they took an oath when getting into office? I agree with you, man. We shouldn't have to beg and plead at all. We shouldn't have to. And for the most part, we don't. We don't. So here's the thing, guys. There's a few options. You can, and I'm not going to beg and plead, but you can sit there and voice your concern to them. You can let them know that they're not doing what they were elected to do. You'll hold them accountable at the ballot box. You can do that. And they might listen to you. They might not. You can do absolutely nothing whatsoever. Okay? Which is what a lot of people do. Look, I've been around gun owners a long time. I've been around gun owners a real long time. What most gun owners do is they say, look, this is bull crap. I shouldn't have to call my politicians. I shouldn't have to vote. I shouldn't have to do anything. All right. Then what? And then they talk. And then you know what they do in the end? They do absolutely freaking nothing. They'll condemn the guy that's making the calls. They'll condemn the guy that's out there actually trying to do something. And then you know what they do? Absolutely nothing. We haven't had a 1776 since 1776. You know, if I had a penny for every time somebody said, don't call, don't vote, don't do anything, Don't do anything. Let's start a civil war. Let's start a revolution. I'd be a millionaire. And there still wouldn't be a revolution. You guys know what I'm saying? It's kind of ironic, isn't it? Don't call. We shouldn't have to call. All right. Don't vote. We shouldn't have to vote. Okay. I step back. I'm like, all right. What are you going to do? 1776 right now, mother effer. Okay. Go for it, man. I'm ready. And I am ready. I'm ready. Call them up the next week. These are some buddies I know, by the way. This isn't no one particular that you guys know. Some buddies of mine I talked to on the local gun shop. Call them up a week later. Hey, man, you all good? You lose any legs or arms? What do you mean did I lose any? That civil war you started last week. No, man, I didn't start a civil war. Oh, did you call your congressman? Heck no, man, I'm not calling my congressman. That's bullcrap. I'm not calling. I'm going to start a civil war. Okay. All right. I'm leaning to the counter of the gun shop. Look what the cat dragged in. Here he is. He's right there. Oh, dude, you're looking pretty healthy. Let me guess. The bullets just grazed you? You good? What bullets? Oh. What bullets, man? I didn't. Oh, okay. Did you call your congressman? Did you vote against Michigan Senate Bill 610? Screw that, man. I don't have to call. You guys know the circle we're getting into right now? I don't have any answers. I'm just telling you guys stuff I've noticed. This stuff goes in a real big circle. These are friends of mine. We're still friends. I totally get it. It's great. It's fine. But it happens all the time. There's been 3,065 civil wars started, guys. I don't have the answer. I really don't. I'm just saying. Vote, not to vote, talk to people, don't talk to people. I don't know. I'm just telling you guys what I do. You know? I had to leave voicemails because they're on vacation right now. They're not in session, but did a Michigan gun rights video about a week ago. Called Speaker Chatfield. Okay? I called the Senate leader. I called Representative Bellino. Left them all voicemails. I'm calling. That's what I do. That's what I do. Okay? Casey Smith, thanks for the super chat, man. And parts kits. All right, guys. I've got an hour and 22 minutes. I usually take a quick 5-minute break in an hour. I'm going to go grab the parts kit, get it staged so I don't forget, okay? Okay? And I'm going to take a 5-minute break, so. Just trying to decide what country, guys. All right. I got a parts kit. I'm setting it right here on my chair. And if there's anybody still here in 5 minutes, we will talk about the parts kit. Sound good? Hang out a little bit. And if nobody's here, awesome. I can look at the parts kit by myself because I'm going to look at it either way. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys, I'm back. Is it decent enough for me to come back? I know. Probably a bad topic I got onto tonight. I'm not supposed to talk about this stuff, right? Oh, well. No, I was just looking at my phone real quick, reading some of you guys' comments, and yeah, there's some people that are pretty, strong on not voting. Some people are strong on voting. And that's why I'll just say one more time, and then I'm going to show you guys this parts kit. Look, I'm not going to tell you that you have to vote, okay? If you don't want to vote, don't vote. If you do want to vote, then yeah, you should be allowed to vote. And people have their own reasons and their own justifications for both. And it's just the way I feel about it, guys. If I tell you that you have to vote, I'm now imposing my will on you, and now I'm acting like a dictator, okay? If I tell you you must vote. But if I tell you you can't vote, then I'm also kind of being a dictator. So I don't tell people whether they have to vote or not. I vote. I talk about it quite freely on here. I definitely vote. That's what I choose to do. And there are good sides to both. There's good reasons to vote, and there's good reasons not to vote. And I can talk about it for 12 hours and not change anyone's mind. That's why I'm not trying to. That's nothing on here is me trying to change you guys' mind. I'm just letting you guys know. That's what this whole chat's been about so far. Just bringing the topic up, letting you guys know what the ATF's doing with the Reformation, what the Gun Control Act of 68 says, what it does not say. Anything in that letter for the Reformation is not said in the GCA. And what is in the GCA is not the way it's worded in the letter. It's just true, okay? It's just true. There might be like 10 ways to stop it. There might be 0 ways to stop it. I'm trying to stop it. And in my opinion, the way I'm going to try to stop it is to let them know about it, to let them know that I'm not happy. Okay? I pay your salary. I voted for you. That's what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? All right, so I can't bring it out here, but you guys know I've had 2 different Galil Gallants, right? The Gallants. And the first one, well, you guys probably saw that stream. The second one, though, is really nice. And as soon as I get this project, the one that I've worked like, I don't know, probably like 48 of the last 72 hours on, as soon as I get this done, I'm going to get right out there to the range. It'll probably go from being like, 50-something degrees, which is like crazy too warm to be possible here in Michigan. It'll probably be like 22 degrees like it should be by the time I get out to shoot it, but it's all good. I'm tough enough to take the cold, guys, so I'll be out there shooting it soon. So I thought I'd bring out one of the coolest AKs, guys, and that would be my Galil parts kit. So I'll start off right here. This is a section of the milled receiver. You can see it has the lightning cuts on both sides. This is simply just to reduce weight. That's why they call it a lightning cut, The receiver's plenty thick there. They're just trying to shave off, an ounce or 2 of weight, right? Because a milled already weighs more than a stamped AKM, if you will, or a AK-74, AK-74M, okay? And now this is cool. This is an original, like I said, Israeli Galil. You can see the markings on there that I can't read, but these are genuine markings. You can see where the detents were for semi. And when this was a firearm, because it's not anymore, for the automatic rate of fire right there. Puerto Rican Hillbilly just came in. How you doing, man? He needs to check the chat from the beginning. Oh, it depends what mood you're in. Oh, by the way, man, Ramon, thank you so much. God bless you and your family, and Merry Christmas, guys. Ramon, remember I told you guys I got some nice Christmas presents? I got a present from the Puerto Rican Hillbilly and family. Thanks a lot, man. That's totally awesome. That's totally awesome. And the gift that you gave me inside, dude, is just perfect because My G2C for the G2C project has arrived at my local FFL. I've been working like 16 hours a day the last 3 days. As soon as the smoke clears from this job, I'm hoping like Monday I can go in there and get my new G2C that we're going to be tricking out with all the different upgrade parts. So thanks a lot, man, and Merry Christmas. He sent me a Christmas card, guys. That was awesome. So, yeah. Now, this here is basically just a paperweight, as we know. Now, could this be re-welded, clean up all this slag, repair sections? Yeah, this can be done. In fact, this one here that I've showed you in the past but can't touch right now, this was once cut up into little pieces and was re-welded together. So, could be re-welded by somebody. All the parts are here. Or at the very least, if you're going to buy a brand new milled receiver for this Galil, you would be drilling these rivets out and knocking them off, okay? And you would keep this mag catch and reuse that. You're going to need this part if you're doing a parts kit build. So there's our center section. Let me try to find a spot to put this stuff. There we go. Here's another section of the receiver because they have to cut it in like 3 different cuts now, unfortunately. But you can still see hints of a few different markings on this. Right there a little bit. So that's kind of cool. That's just kind of here. It's unfortunate they have to cut these up, isn't it? We have our side folding stock assembly. This is our tubular metal stock. Aluminum construction. Well, aluminum and steel, to be fair. We've got aluminum and steel here, which is nice. And if you notice, when you get these from like any kind of like parts kit, they're always pretty scratched up because there's one thing you can kind of plan on with the IDF. They use their firearms. They're constantly drilling. There's constantly missiles and bombs and getting launched over, right, from their enemies that are all around them. So any kind of IDF stuff, yeah, it's going to have some wear and tear on it. And it's a good thing they built these guns like tanks because they're still actually like in pretty good shape, like these parts I'm looking at. And this is pretty cool. This is cool if you're into, milsurps, or if you're Jewish. This is going to be, religious for you here. Trust me, guys, I'm not going to talk about religion. I promise. I was just saying right here, here's one of their nice logo. So that's kind of cool. Sling attachment point there. I think there's too much Cosmoline and grease for me to... It's hard, guys. It's slipping in my hands. It's hard for me to get this folder to actuate. But yeah, this is the side folding stock, obviously, right? Oh, what else have we got here? Gas tube. Kind of makes it unique over a regular AK, right? We have the bleed off ports in the tube, which is kind of like a milled AK, right? But we don't have the upper handguard over the top of it. So yeah, this is, really not much different in its function. I mean, it's a little different. You can see there's a cut right here. I'm getting lots of Cosmoline on me, guys. Of course. Of course. That's the fun part with parts kits. You get to deal with the Cosmoline, right? Let's see if anyone else news checked in here. Guy that comments, what's happening? Yeah, I was ripping on the voting system earlier today. That's something I do agree with. I definitely agree that our voting system's a little messed up. Definitely a little bit messed up. Kareem Ama. Did I say that right? How's it going? Yeah, Explicit likes to see the parts kits. Is there anyone that likes the parts kits? Okay, a couple of you guys are talking about the parts kits. You guys can talk about whatever you want. I just don't want to be wasting my time if nobody cares about the parts kit, but I think a few of you guys like it. Explicit. No, I'm not a good enough welder to do that. This was welded by Two Rivers. This at one time, this Yugo M64 here, looked very similar to this Galil kit I'm showing you guys. So some people can weld it. Me personally, no, I'm not. I don't have the skill to do that. I'm not a very good welder, you know. Troll's here. Troll 22001. How's it going, man? Yeah, you guys can pile in on the voting discussion. That's totally fine. I just wanted to see if anybody was actually like, you know, I was just wondering if somebody, there's a few people that like the parts kit, right? Let's see here. Okay, a few guys are. Cool. HX Mark, love the smell of Cosmoline. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've got our recoil assembly here. Pretty standard to the 8K, except for if you notice the part that sticks out, I call it the button. It's not really a button, but you guys know what I'm saying. It is like twice as long on these, so you really have to give them a push. I'd love to show you guys right now, but I can't. Really have to give it a good push to get it to retract inside of the dust cover. You know what I'm saying? Polymer pistol grip, which is a little different than most AKs because we have the left side selector, right? So you can actuate with your thumb, or you can do the conventional and go over to the right side of the rifle and switch it just like an AK. So there needs to be a cutout there, okay? And some of these, this particular one doesn't have it. They'll actually put a pin in here, and that's to stop it from over traveling. Because what you can do, gosh, I wish I could just grab that the Galil and show you guys. But what you can do is you can take the left-hand side selector and you can push it and not notice that the right side's come all the way up and it's stopped up against the cover like it should. And if you just keep pushing, you can snap the mechanism off. So it's kind of a little hack or a trick that a lot of soldiers have used that use these in service, that you put an actual metal pin in here to stop the travel where it bottoms out instead of just pushing harder and harder and harder and snapping off your left side. So you guys can look it up online. It's a thing, you know. I wish I could show you guys because I have the real like completed rifle like 10 foot over there. But hey, I'm doing the best I can with what I've got or with what I'm allowed to do. You know what I'm saying, right? And look, guys, I know I shouldn't comply, but here's the problem. If I grab a rifle right now, we can have a minute or two of fun, and then the stream's over. It's done. We can't hang out, so. Well, I went on principle to a point, yeah, but it kind of feels like I'd be cutting off my nose to spite my face because you guys know what I'm saying, right? How much would it cost? Cardboard cutout. Not a bad idea, actually. How much does it cost? Well, right now, guys, I can't give guns websites. So I'm not going to give you the full URL, but you guys know who Apex is, right? I just got another email from Apex. They had a Christmas sale. They're extending it to the 31st. You can get a wood handguard Galil parts kit for $279 or $89. It's one of the two, but that's a great deal either way because they normally go for about $350. So you can save $60-70 on the parts kit. So there, you've got your parts kit, right? Barrels can go from mile to mile, but let's say just an average kind of run-of-the-mill American barrel, you might be looking at like $120-ish. And then the receiver. Now, that depends who you go through for the receiver. Now, if you get it re-welded and try to save the original receiver sections, that kind of makes the gun more authentic and like cool, right? So it makes it probably even worth more, but that's going to cost you more. It's actually cheaper to buy a USA-made receiver. I saw those ATI Galeo receivers for sale for $300-ish. I think a Tortork Galeo receiver is maybe $400-ish, somewhere in there. So probably to build your Galeo right now, you're talking maybe as cheap as $700 at the bare minimum, all the way up to $8 or $9. Not cheap guns to build, really, if you think about it, but that's because of the barrel ban. See, this was cut up in the receiver, but it still had the original barrel, my Yugo M64, because it was an old kit that was bought before the barrel ban. It just makes it tougher and tougher to build because you have to buy a barrel. And you have to and for some guys, you guys love it. You're tinkers. It's a labor of love, right? But you do have to go through the additional labor to remove all the parts off of the barrel stubs, repopulate them on your barrel. Where when you bought a barrel kit, everything from the front end was good to go, right? You were just working with the receiver back, headspace, you know. In this case, you didn't need the headspace because it was headspace, you know what I'm saying, with the screw-in barrel. Now you'll notice a lot of milled kits, they kind of sort of cheat if you're a purist. Instead of threading the barrel into the receiver, they push it in and then pin it like it's an AKM, but it's milled. Now, this being original front end here, I'm just pointing to the gun for reference, guys. You guys can kind of see if I go up a little higher, there's no pin where the trunnion would be if it was an AKM. That's because this is a screwed in barrel. It's screwed in, and it didn't have to be cut because this kit was brought in before the barrel ban. Now, if this Galil kit was brought in, it'd be awesome, but it wasn't. So here's the deal. Now we have what's referred to as barrel stubs. So this is the original barrel, okay, with the original, pretty darn close to an A2 if you ask me, flash hider. We've got our combination gas block and front sight. We've got our retainer for the handguard, and then we have the barrel just cut right there. So, yep. Now, the front piece here, this is like the front part, and this is just the receiver is what it is, but the front trunnion area, you know what I'm saying, of the receiver, here's where the barrel went into it. Here's the mill portion of the receiver. It's screwed in technically. I doubt you'd be able to find any threads and unscrew it, though. So the way this was cut, all nasty with a plasma cutter or a torch, you're never going to be able to reuse this front piece and screw a barrel into it again. It's just completely and utterly melted. Now, when this was brought in, this M64, not only did they let you keep the barrel, but cutting it very politely twice with a bandsaw, with the thinnest blade possible, was considered demilling it. So if you look here, right about in this area here, there was a bandsaw cut. And then you have to go all the way down to here before you see the next one. So, yeah, this still has its original threaded barrel, this Yugo, because they didn't have to do this completely nasty cut. But yeah, that's where it is, guys. Can you barely see a little bit of through the bore there? You can barely see through. So they fused all this. So that kind of sucks, right? But whatever. I mean, not like whatever, like I'm fine with it. Just like whatever. That's what we have. That's what we have to talk about today. But yeah, that's kind of cool. It's like a teaser. Let me take it off camera. Look, guys. I have a pre-barrel band ready to go kit. No, I don't. Someone out there is going to be like, don't point that at me. He pointed that at me. Ah. Now you guys are going to do it just to mess with me. But there's always the don't point that at me guy. Troll 2201. Yes, all Galil receivers are milled. Yep. Yep, every last one. Yep, they've always been a milled firearm from the get-go. Let's see here. Guy that comments, 700 still better than 1,400. There you go. And plus, you know, like I said, if you're building just to try to save money, maybe. Now, your first build, even if you're doing a stamped AKM, you're never going to save money on your first. You lose money because of all the tools. Once you've made like 6 or something, you start to really save money. But I don't think most people build really just to save the money. Like, that could be an added benefit. But you build it because you're a tinkerer, right? It's probably the same guys that are building. You guys, if your starter goes out, you're out there working on your own car. You're doing your brakes. You're doing your own oil changes. You know what I mean? Most guys I know that are into building guns work on their own car, for example. At least the basics, right? Working on cars can just be like AKs, though. There's always that specialty tool. And, man, I've spent so much on tools because I'm a really small business, as you guys know. Like, I have to work on my own equipment and trucks. I can't afford to take them into the shop at $80 on the bare minimum around here, up to around 100 to even 120 isn't out of the ordinary for a mechanic. Not that they're not worth it. I just simply can't afford it. So I work on my own vehicles. And I think it kind of goes hand in hand. Wouldn't you guys say so? Yeah, Rick Noel, parts are okay to show live, but not complete firearms. YouTube really stuck it to us. Go to Gunstreamer. I completely agree, man. Completely agree. I'm on Gunstreamer, guys. I am. And I agree with you encouraging me to go to Gunstreamer. I get a lot of encouragement to go to Gunstreamer. Now, here's the thing, guys. I'm not calling you guys out. By the way, anything I was saying earlier wasn't you guys. You guys are like the best out there, like I've said before. But here's the deal. Everyone wants me to go to Gunstreamer. Here's the deal. I've been on Gunstreamer since like a week after they started it. I've got 46 people currently watching this stream right now. I have like 42 subscribers on Gunstreamer total. So everyone wants me to go to Gunstreamer, but they don't want me there bad enough to actually watch the videos or to follow me or subscribe to me over there. And this is the gun community, so I completely understand. And trust me, Rick, that wasn't me talking to you at all. That is a good idea. I just thought I'm just saying. You guys know what I'm saying, right? Screw YouTube. Go to Gunstreamer. Nobody follows me over there. No, here's the thing, though, guys. With Gunstreamer, I'd stream on Gunstreamer right now. You know what I want to do so bad? If you guys... This is what we should do. Now, I don't want to do this because they probably just can't afford it. I was going to say, let's all start emailing Gunstreamer like crazy and say, get live streams. But that's probably not a good idea because here's the deal. I don't think Gunstreamer's like depriving us from gun streams because they want to be mean or controlling. I just think they don't have enough money to do it is really all it comes down to. So if Gunstreamer had live streams right now, I'm straight up telling you guys this right now, okay? I would be streaming on that. And I literally do like, this is what I would like to do. If Gunstreamer would allow us to stream, because they're called, just so you guys know, they're called Gunstreamer, but you can't stream. I think they want to stream, guys. I'm not ripping on them. I just think simply the nuts and bolts, they just don't have the money. That's what they say. I have no reason to doubt them. You guys probably agree with me, right? They can't afford it. But if Gunstreamer can get big enough to where they allow streams or they can afford to stream, I'll say, look, guys, I'll go on my YouTube at like 9. I'll pre-record it, right? I'll say, hey guys, my stream's going live in 15 minutes, but since we can't show guns here on YouTube, go to Gunstreamer. Links in the description. I'd love to do it. I'd love nothing more than to do it. So that's going to be my plan. That's going to be my plan. And Rick Noel says, I watch both till you gets worse. That's awesome, man. No, and please, Rick, don't think I was being sarcastic towards you. Like, I promise you I wasn't. You just broached the topic, and I said it's a good idea that people go to Gunstreamer. I advocate for it all the time. Not many people. I mean, there might be a couple more now. Like, I haven't checked it in a couple days because I've been really busy, but I had like 42 subs last time I checked a couple days ago. You guys know what I'm saying. I think the GUI, like Mateo said, he doesn't personally like Gunstreamer. And he doesn't mean he doesn't like them themselves. He doesn't like their setup. And I kind of agree. I don't think it's as intuitive. But it's a young website, you know. Hopefully they're going to be able to stay on there long enough to work through some of their little kinks, maybe get a little more user-friendly and a little more fun to navigate. So, yeah, I'd love nothing more, you know, than to show full guns, guys. Daniel DeLeon, how's it going, man? Nice to see you, buddy. He says, if you can fix it, I'm sorry. Okay, he said it right, not me. Let me try this again. I don't want to misquote my man here. He says, if you can break it, you should know how to fix it. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you break it, learn how to fix it. Learn how to fix it, or I guess, in my case, get a better job so I can pay someone else. I've never been smart enough to figure that out yet, though. So, you guys talking a little Palmetto, it sounds like? Yeah, there's some good with Palmetto. I own a lot that's been good. I've got some bad. Go back about a year ago and look at my KS47 stream. That one's bad. I'd love to grab it here and show you guys, but here's a section of barrel from the Galil. I'm still going strong with the Galil, guys. Here's another section of barrel. Man, that nice cold hammer forged barrel. It'd be so awesome to have a true machine gun steel barrel, wouldn't it? The old parts kits, you can get them, yeah, but not anymore. Oh, boy. Yeah, any of you Michigan guys, by the way, before I forget, I just had a notification from someone leaving a comment. Share my Michigan gun rights one. And it's not about sharing me, but just share the message. If someone else did a better video on it, share theirs instead, of course. But yeah, share that Michigan's gun rights video, guys. Anyone that's in here from Michigan, don't share it once, share it with 50 people. Or someone else's video that's better than mine. I truly mean that. The message. We got to get the message out there. You know what I'm saying? Leave this stream running with a screen saying I'm a gun streamer. That's not a bad idea, but they have to have live streams on there first, right? See, people have had different suggestions, and they're not bad. Look, there's no good answer. This all sucks, but guys have had suggestions like, hey, record a 2-hour video and then do it as a premiere. Here's the problem with that. I can't interact. I can't talk to you guys. I can't read your questions. Look, I'm on here to hang out with you guys, you know? That's like why I'm here and why I'm having fun on my Friday night with you. You know what I'm saying, right? So I lose that. The second problem is this. Look, guys, I'm busy. It's hard for me to even some weeks find the time to do my videos. Although I love doing it. It's a weird thing, right? Like, I love doing it, but sometimes it's just hard to find the time. So if I do a 2-hour premiere, here's the problem. I can record for 2 hours and then just leave and do a crappy premiere. I don't know if you guys have seen those kind of premieres, but I don't like it. The creator creates your premiere and then they're not even there in the chat to talk to you. It's just like, why'd you even do the premiere? If you're not going to be there to chat, you should have just posted it as a standalone video, right? That's just my opinion. But like I always say, they can do whatever they want. It's their channel. Great, whatever, right? But so if I'm in there in the chat, which I've done like 30, 40-minute premieres in the past, and I think I'm going to do another one soon. It was fun. But I'm not going to do a 2-hour premiere and then sit there and chat with you guys for 2 hours. See, just keep that in mind. It took me 2 hours to record it. That's assuming nothing glitches. I don't have to restart it. Sometimes that'll happen, guys. Like, I'm using a little bit older computer here. I don't make money on this channel. Many of you guys are gracious enough to donate, but I'm not trying to buy myself a nicer computer. I'm trying to buy ammo and guns you guys are interested in, right? So it's a little older computer. Sometimes it'll just glitch. It'll just blah, 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 do its thing, and then I have to stop, go back. Oh, I lost the last 15 minutes. So best case scenario, if I were pre-recorded, it's 2 hours plus 2 hours. Worst case scenario, it could be 3-4 hours behind the scenes to make the 2 hours, and then I'm there for 2 hours. Normally I don't have 5 hours in one day to spend on YouTube. So you guys have had good suggestions. It's just like, man, you guys know what I'm saying, right? Okay, here's our cover. Dust cover, top cover. You can call it either. I don't care. Heavy gauge, like a milled AK. You notice it doesn't have all the dimples in it. It's not ribbed, as we call the AKM style. See, on an AKM, they make it a little thinner steel, but then they rib it to add reinforcement. This is pretty darn thick, and it especially is enforced at the top. This is where there is one gusseted rib here, okay? And that's so they can have a flat mounting surface for none other than your rear sight. So that's a little unconventional, right? I mean, a Galil is an AK, guys, but it's definitely a variant thereof. And many people would say this. Now, I can't ever pick just one. You guys know that by now. Man, Trey Orr, you still in here? Trey Orr is asking me to suggest to him what AK to get. And he's willing to pay for a good one. I'm not blowing him off. It's been 4 days since he's asked me. I still can't. Look, it's so impossible for me to pick one. But many people have said, and I don't disagree, that the Galil is actually probably the most evolutionized version of the AK, for example. They basically upgraded it about to the point they could where it's still an AK. You know what I'm saying? Rear peep sights. Anybody out there? USGI? Veterans in the house? This is actually going to be very, very familiar. Very familiar to your M4, your M16, your A2, your A1. I don't know how old you guys are, but you know what I'm saying? Any 601 guys? You'd be pretty old if you were issued a 601, I think, but maybe not. But yeah, You got peep sights. I mean, reminds you of the M1 Garand even. It's pretty cool. I like the peep sights. Now I like regular AKs too. Don't get me wrong. I'm fine with a ladder sight too. But yeah, I think the peep sight's pretty nice. So you'll notice this is one more thing I wanted to say about the Galil. Okay. Keep in mind, guys, NATO, ally of the United States and NATO and all that. These are actually the most closest to being kind of, and I know this is going to sound like an oxymoron, but Americanized AK. So it's chambered in 5.56 NATO. It's not chambered in 7.62 by 39, not 5.45 by 39. Okay. Now I know AKs are a commie gun, but Israel is not commies, and they never were. They just noticed that when the Russians came in and they were backing the PLO, enemy of Israel, right? PLO had AKs. They recovered them, took them back, spoils of war, if you will. And they're like, man, these AKs run out here. And then they basically said, you know what? These AKs are running better than the M16s, M4s. Because trust me, Israel's never had any shortage of weapons from the United States in modern times. They still have many of our modern, M4 style, M16, if you will, rifles. And they do use them. But most Israeli soldiers still said the Galil was running better in their conditions. Look, guys, this isn't an AR versus AK thing. This is just true. Many with the IDF said these AKs are just running. So they did numerous things to optimize the Galil for desert use. They weren't in with the commies, so they weren't going to use a commie round. 5.56 NATO. I just showed you peep sights like an American gun. I showed you guys a little bit earlier here. It has officially, YouTube has a name for this. YouTube does. I was reading someone's comment. Israel has a name for this. But really, this is an A2. Would you guys agree with me? Just for practical purposes. So you've basically got an M4, M16 style. Now, well, more of an A1. I correct myself all the way around. But still, this is an M16 style flash hider. You don't really see that on any of the, quote, commie AKs, right? So, another thing. I showed this in another stream, but I'll show it again briefly. This isn't like somebody said it's a little slow. Am I having problems with the feed, guys? Or maybe just on that guy's end it's a little slow? Just let me know. Rockford Nordnance is here. How's it going, Rockford? Nice to see you, buddy. Cave Dave, what's happening, Cave? What's happening, man? There must have been another stream that let out or something. Or maybe you guys have been here the whole time. I don't know. You can't post pics in the comment section, and that's not my rule. YouTube just doesn't have that. They don't have that. If you have an IG, though, and you want to see me a pic, tag me. I'm 2A__. Yeah, 2 underscores, but 2A_edu was taken by some Chinese person that's not into guns. But whatever. 2A__edu. Tag me on your IG if you've got an IG. I'd love to see your pictures, guys. But yeah. This is the Galil bayonet, guys. M7 bayonet with M8 A1 scabbard. So this is just straight up like USGI, right? Like this is USGI, like American apple pie, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? And this is on the Galil. So I know this is like a complete and utter oxymoron to say this, and I get what I'm saying here, but for the AK originally being a commie gun, the Israeli is kind of the most westernized / American AK there is. Would you guys at least agree with that? Peep sights, chambered in 5.56 NATO, a very M16 style flash hider. It literally uses our exact, like Israel never made bayonets. They simply just bought them from the United States and others. Germany actually made these two. The U.S. and other NATO allies. This is, somebody asked me if this is in Ontario. Atrax Morgue. It is a TWB. You know what? I hate to say this, but I probably know more about Kalashnikov bayonets than M16 bayonets, but I love American firearms too. You guys know that. But I don't know. Maybe you guys know this maker. TWB. And then I have my other one right here. Very similar, but a couple differences. This is the one I got from Classic with my Gallant. Now, this is still an official US model M8A1 because that's its name, right? US M8A1 is its name, but this says Germany. So, Germany obviously made the M8A1 scabbard, the M7 bayonet. So, kind of interesting, right? This one doesn't say it on the blade here. Oh, yeah, it does right here. My bad. US M7 B. I can't tell. There's a little dust on this. BOC. I don't think this is I think this is also a German M7 bayonet. It's hard because for it to focus, the light's covering it. But it says BOC, or maybe it's B0C. But it says US M7. So, yeah. Now, let's see what the United States made US. I think I had that on backwards. Let's see what the USA made M7 bayonet says. Troll, does the Galil hold 0 with sight on dust cover? That's a good question. You know, probably not as solid as it being on the rear sight base, but actually pretty good. And that's kind of why I was talking about it earlier. This dust cover is very thick, first and foremost, right? Like I was talking about. And where did I have it here? See, I've got all my parts in a pile now. So, okay, so I'll check the band out in 1 second, guys. But that was a good question I wanted to answer. So, recoil, spring assembly, guide rod. You can call it all those things. I don't care. I'm never a snob with terminologies, guys. I know what they're all called, by the way. When I call these parts like 3 different things, it's not because I don't know. I just know what you guys call them, and I don't care what you call them. I mean, look, this sticks out about that much. So this is very, very, very hard to depress this, right? To actually get it back in and overcome. And it's quite the thick dust cover. So it's actually not bad. I mean, good enough for AK level accuracy, good enough for what these were intended to be. Galils, although they did have bipods issued with them, they were never considered to be anything resembling a sniper rifle either. At least not this style Galil here. So, not your ARM or your AR Galils. Now, I'm not going to get into a super big rabbit hole. I almost did, but I'll just say this. There's also 7.62 NATO Galils too. That's a whole nother category. But I've been on like longer than I was going to be already. So I'm just going to show you guys a couple more parts here and we'll wrap it up. So here's our bolt and carrier with our gas piston. It's held in with a little roll pin here rather than the kind of like crushed mushroom rivet that we see a lot. Jack, how's it going? Shout out to Nick Gurr. Happy birthday, man. Is he a Galil fan or a firearms fan? Shout out to Nick. Happy birthday. But yeah, you can see our gas piston. It's like nickel finished here. Hard chromed, whatever you want to call it. But look at it. It's got this little doohickey here as kind of a guide, if you will. So that's a little different. We're going to go back to the charging handle portion, and this is where it's big time different than an AK, right? Instead of it just reaching out with that little slight hook, we have the upswept charging handle. Some people love it. Some people don't. It's a little different. I don't mind it. I think the upswept charging handle is cool and all, but I don't really think it's like all that either. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'll be blunt, I guess. It doesn't bother me, but I'd probably rather just have a regular AKM charging handle, but I don't know. I'm fine with it too. You can see some type of Israeli marking there on the side, done in some kind of white permanent paint. You know, this is all going to be machined from forgings. Everyone likes to look at the carrier tail. Really not much going on back here at all. See, this is what happens when you have proper metallurgies. When you're using an Israeli hammer that was made for the gun, all original parts. See, the problem we run into a lot with tail deformation and all these other different things is the hardness of the hammers. It seems like it's been really difficult for American, AK trigger manufacturers to ever get the hardness of that hammer right. They really can't quite figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Neil Lexington just found the channel. Cool, man. Glad to have you. And yes, I'm from Michigan. Are you from Michigan too, man? Definitely from Michigan. What was that? Oh, I get it now. The Jack thing. He was okay. Well, I only said his first name. Look, guys, I usually skim. I didn't read the whole thing. But yeah, get that out of there. He didn't come back or say he was joking, but I get it now. See, I don't even read the whole entire. Hold on a second. Yep. Yeah, guys, I'm a big free speech advocate. No racism's allowed in this chat whatsoever. There's all different colors of people in here, and they're all the nicest people, so no, none of that's allowed. Not whatsoever. Not whatsoever. Okay. But yeah, we've got like a little 63 here. Gosh, I'm really getting the Cosmoline on me now. Half hour north of Flint. All right. Flushing area? Or? You don't need to tell me exactly where you're at. I'm trying to get this to focus in without completely. Yeah, it's looking pretty AK, isn't it, guys? Really? Our bolt's going to be about the size of like a 545 bolt. Ish. In fact, in some cases, people are able to use 545 bolts and 556s interchangeably, right? But yeah, everything, it's kind of crazy, isn't it? How these guns are like, they were machine guns for potentially years and maybe 10,000 rounds. Who knows, right? But since they made the parts to all mate together and they had the proper metallurgies going and all that, you don't really see like, you'll see some of these parts getting torn up on some American AKs or even, foreign parts kit, but with an American trigger group, guys will be noticing stuff happening in like hundreds of rounds. And they're like all beat up after 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy, isn't it, how that works? Close, but no cigar. Just taking a real quick peek here. Odd shape combined with overcast. Tactical review. Oh, okay. He's talking about the day was overcast. I get it now. I thought he was talking like there was overcasting marks or whatever, I'm like, no, these aren't cast parts. These are forged parts. But you were talking about an overcast day. Here's the bag of goodies, as I call it, guys. Hey, I'm not going to go through each one individually. I'll grab some of the cool stuff here. How's it going, Brian? How you doing, man? Nice to see you. Now, Brian and I, back in the last century, and it literally was, we used to kick it, man. We kick it much later than the stream's going. playing cards in my parents' garage till the wee hours of the morning. It's true. It is true, guys. Going up to the local, I don't think it was Kroger's yet then. It was still Food Town. And buying the 8 o'clock coffee. It was only like $2 a pound then. Now it's like $6. Here's the hammer I was talking about. Notice how much different the curvature is of this than a lot of these USA made parts. And it's also the metallurgy. But yeah, this hammer was able to be reset how many thousands of times with that bolt carrier, and don't really see any deformation or any kind of problem. No problem, Explicit. You have a good weekend too, man. I'm getting ready to sign off in just a second myself. Here's our selector. Okay. And, gosh, this is the really greasy part, what's down in here. Game Dev Brian, the good old days of drinking Mountain Dew, eating Tiffany's pizza. Yep. Playing Magic the Gathering. Did any of you guys ever play Magic cards? That was a really fun game. I wish I'd play it again right now if there was people that still had the cards. I loved playing that game. Here it is. I'm trying to get the ambi selector part out. Now there's a mechanism it hooks to. It's a piece of steel, but it's not quite so thick here, but there's a mechanism in here, okay? And the mechanism can break. It's hard to show it all at once, but you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Here's the handguard keeper, if you will. The rear handguard keeper. That's the other cool thing about the Galil too, guys. The handguard's actually free float. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but the handguard's actually free float for several reasons. To allow dust and debris to kind of flow through them rather than get clogged up. And then the other thing is, a lot of people say your barrel harmonics are better, and you get better accuracy if you don't have too many things touching the barrel. So that's another unique feature. And speaking of which, here's one of the coolest parts right here. And here's the wood handguard. So there you go. Here's the front that goes into the retainer that I showed you. That's on the front part of the barrel, right? And since I have it sitting right here, man, dang this Cosmoline. It's good at keeping parts from rusting, but man, oh man. Orion Fixer, how's it going, man? Yeah, Neil Lexington. I'm looking at a parts kit. Yep. Some of the guys right off the bat wanted to see a parts kit. I got to talking about gun rights. Probably lost 10 subs. I don't know. I can't talk about gun rights without ticking off gun people. That's a proven fact. But we've moved on to talking about parts kits now. So yeah, there's two little pegs here. 2 springs for tension. Corresponds with right here. It's hard to do right now with... Hold on. I had that backwards, guys. Anyways, with this much Cosmoline. But yeah, this goes between the receiver and the handguard. My fingers are like super greasy right now. But yeah, that's pretty much a Galil parts kit for you guys. Wow, here's the kicker. I missed the most important part. Yeah, this wood is in nice condition, actually. Good night, Daniel. I'm getting ready to get off in just a second, okay? Kevin, how's it going? He said, if they don't like their freedoms, get the F out. There you go. No, look, I don't tell anybody. Yeah, whatever. I'm not going to tell anybody what to do. But I'll voice my opinions on here. I mean, shoot. Why wouldn't I, right? Why would I even have a stream if I didn't give my viewpoints on some of this stuff, right? But here's the magazine that comes with it. Here's the other cool thing with Galil mags. 35 rounds. So instead of 30 rounds, 35 rounds of 5.56. So, heck yeah. Yeah, these are probably the final evolution in the AK. If you go much more than that, it's no longer an AK. Kind of an opinion, but a lot of people have said that. And it's certainly the most Americanized AK I've ever seen, if you can even call it that. Lots of, American/NATO parts, 5.56 NATO caliber. You know what I'm saying? No problem. Thank you for being Michigan made. Pass on my Michigan gun rights video, man, or someone else's if it's better. We got to get the word out. We got to stop this crap in Lansing that they're trying to push through. Our governor wants it. Our attorney general wants it. We got a slim Republican majority in the House and Senate, but got to spread that Michigan gun rights out there. Let everybody you know, all your hunting buddies that might not follow gun rights, let them know. There's 6 and counting bad anti-gun measures that are going through Lansing, and a couple of them the Republicans are saying they even kind of support. I know what you mean, man. They're not going to get it. A lot of people don't get it. I get it. And here's the thing. If they're not going to get it and you don't want to argue with them, I understand. I'm not going to tell you have to. But you know what I'm saying. I'm just like, spread the word, guys, Yeah, the Virginia thing, like Rockford's asking about. Yeah, they're hiring more people to do more arrests. That's true. Night Troll. Who else is getting out of here? Good night to whoever's leaving. I'm getting ready to sign off in just a second, okay? Just a second. Kevin's been sharing. Cool, man. Cool. Yeah, I guess they're planning to arrest people that are going to have a see, it's a rally, but it's their lobby day is what it is. They've been doing the lobby day in Virginia for a long time. I heard about the lobby day in Virginia years ago, actually. I know a couple people that live in Virginia, Good people in Virginia, though. The people I've met, people I've spent time with, when in the state, when I've been in Virginia in the past, seem like awfully nice people. It's hard for me to believe a lot of those good old boys I met in Virginia would let it slide. We'll see what happens. We'll see. M4 Johnny, are you going to build a Galil? I don't know. I might. I just wanted to have the parts kit. I've got this Gallant, and I'm actually really happy with the replacement one. So I don't need to build a Galil, but would I like to build one? Yeah. If I could get the money, what I really like to do is send this kit, exact one here with the cut parts, and it's probably going to be a difficult re-weld, but see how much of it they can salvage with the markings and send it to like a Two Rivers and take some. It's going to take a lot of time and a lot of money, but I'd kind of like to do that, to be honest. But heck yeah. So yeah, I can't answer your question, M4 Johnny, but I'll give you 2 answers. I'll give you the politician's answer, since we all love politicians so much. No, we don't. Am I going to answer it or build one rather? Do I want to? Yes, I want to. Whether I'm actually going to build it or not, I don't know. See, I tried to act like a politician and I just got tongue-tied. That's what sucks. I couldn't be a politician if I wanted to, I guess. You heard Two Rivers isn't doing re-welds anymore. I did not know that. That must be something new. You sure about that? Hopefully that's not true. Dauntless Defense is checking out. I'm getting ready to get off too, guys. Thanks for watching, man. I appreciate you being here. Glad to have all you guys here, man. Really, really happy to see you guys. I'm going to build it, and the antis are going to pay for it. And when they said I couldn't build it, the Galil just got 10 foot taller. I like Trump's wall. I really, really do. So, yeah, I'm just getting ready to get off on here for the night. Diego, hey, how's it going? But I'm just getting ready to sign off. I've been on for 2 hours and 25 minutes, and I really started off tired. So, good night, guys. I appreciate it. I will be going back through and reading some of you guys' comments after the fact. If I didn't say hi to you, it wasn't on purpose. So, all right, guys. I think we had fun for the most part tonight. Maybe there was some heated debate. Maybe it was good. Maybe it was bad. But I had fun with you guys like I always do, just hanging out. So I'll see you guys next Friday, 9:30, and I'll have videos, on a regular basis next week. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.